Welcome back, everyone. And before we start with the third round, which will feature Eder versus Nico, we would like to quickly remind you that we have a couple of really nice giveaways going on. And to participate, just type in !Ultra Pro or !PCA to participate. There will be a Google link and you'll need to fill out the sheet. And then you're in and you can win nice prizes like these Ultra Pro binders or PCA graded cards. So check it out.
They look a
Just
bit like this, but with not the
Yeah.
Pikachu, with some other stuff in there.
Something, it looks the same, it's just a better card. And so, yeah, definitely check it out. Type in !Ultra Pro or !PCA in the chat. And best of luck from us. Alright, and now I think the players are ready, so we will be going into the game. And here we see Nico bringing a very aggressive variation on the Pikachu Zekrom deck, trying to like get out the most of the new additions of Quick Ball and
He even plays with
Professor's
Zigzagoon.
Research.
Interesting.
Yes, he
But
plays every damage modifier.
But he opens Zigzagoon or Dedenne, which are both not ideal.
Yeah, I think Zigzagoon is kind of fine.
Yeah, you
Definitely better than
don't need it
Dedenne.
that much.
Yeah.
And Eder's playing Zacian, but apparently not the ADP version that we've seen Pedro play before, but he plays a more disruptive version with only metal Pokemon and a lot of energy.
Yeah, the deck seems to be
Disruption.
kind of under the radar for now. Of course, everyone knows about it, but didn't receive too much hype, even though it did quite well in Japan. Like it.
Yeah, it got second, I think.
Yeah, I think also before that it won a Champions League, right? Before Zacian got released just for straight
Yeah, just
Melcario,
just
Jirachi.
Melcario.
So yeah, Melcario already was really strong before it and got the great addition of Zacian now. So yeah, also like in our last standard form in Melcario Greens was already kind of popular, popped up here and there, made finals at a couple of events. So definitely impressive cards.
So it definitely looks like a different Pika version than what we've seen in the last round.
Yeah, because
No tackle and instead with Electro Charger.
yeah, we see Quick Ball, we see Radar, we see Charger, we see Vital Bear, and we see the Zigzagoon, and Nico's also playing Shrine of Punishment, so he's playing like super aggressive.
Also, he definitely needs to take one hit chaos.
Yes. But
But
his deck's all about one hit
can you
chaos.
actually one KO anything with full blitz?
I mean, you
I guess
can.
with 2 electro powers you can kill
Yeah, Zac-
Zacian, right?
Yeah,
but-
two Electro Power and like Vital Band.
Eder plays the defensive version, so he probably has a lot of frying pans and also the Lucario Metal GX attack, which like once he gets the full metal wall off, I think it will be like almost impossible to get one chaos outside maybe of his GX attack for Nico.
Yeah, he plays Tapu Koko, so like 4 Electro Power. Or 3 Electro Power, Shrine and Vital Band. Would be a knockout on Melcario with Frying Pan. So it's possible. Actually, yeah, 4 Electro. No, 3 Shrine and Fist would be
Fett.
Oh, and
So we see the anti-Pikarom tag. Interesting.
that's a really interesting tag for those Melcario decks. Yeah, now Wobbuffet has been really popular as a Pikarom counter when Pika first came out. Has kind of fallen off after Nest Ball and Ultra Ball rotated. But yeah, now with Quick Ball, we have easy access for it again. And this could well...
Guess it also helps against Victini, maybe?
Yeah, I guess.
Is Victini still relevant?
I mean, it's a strong attacker in Baby Blacephalon, even though Baby Blacephalon seems kind of hard anyways. But yeah, with Frying Pan, of course, you don't have weakness. You can annoy your opponent with a GX attack, so the matchup might be fine. Also, like with his Wobbuffet, which certainly helps.
But Catcher, if the Catcher was ahead, he could bring a Wobbuffet and still use Tapu Koko.
Yeah.
But he whiffed.
And yeah, now it's not looking too great for Nico. He didn't get attachment turn 1, which was really bad.
But Eder also just didn't get any energy.
Yeah, he just...
But Nico needs it.
yeah, also...
He got an attachment, but it got Crushing Hammer away. I think.
Oh, okay.
But
so,
yeah. So Crushing Hammer putting in work. And Crushing Hammer combined with Wobbuffet in this situation, like really rough.
Certainly. So that's very strong. Also, Nico has already 3 Professor's Research gone.
And he had to discard a lot of other good cards with it as well.
And yeah, he's going hard. And
Probably wanted to hit another catcher. Yeah, no, like half of his deck is gone and he's not even close to attacking.
yeah, that's looking really, really rough.
Like
His
Eder
board,
has not even attached an energy yet, and
yeah,
it still looks like he's in a really good
at
position.
this point, Nico's really low on
Everything.
on supporters. He reduced 2 to den already, and I believe that's all he plays. So it is looking rough. Also the Dawn Wings, Duskmane Necros, Duskmane Sol Galileo, or Duskmane Necrozma, Duskmane Necrozma. Yeah,
It's pretty good in this matchup because the card is not that impressive right now because it can't target V Pokemon, but against Pikarom,
yes, it
it's
can
obviously
like
a really good card.
soften it up, and then even if it has a frying pan, it's enough to take a knockout with Zacian. Even if the Pika has a big charm, I mean, it's enough to take a one-shot a knockout with Zacian after the 60 damage. So yeah, but if he gets a switch here, he will be able to already put in a lot of pressure, and he does. He also got a metal patch on his station, so yeah, it's looking good, really good for him. Meanwhile, Nico is stuck with basically nothing.
Yeah, he has 2 Pokemon basically. Like, all the others are just that way.
Yeah. Also, even with Zeraora is like usually just a support Pokemon.
Yeah.
So he has 1 Pika and 5 support Pokemon, one of which is a blank. So
he can full it and do 120.
yeah, he can't attack.
Oh yeah, right.
Like Coco doesn't have attack and ability. It's a straight blank.
Of course, it's
Only thing he can do is attach an escape bot to it, and then he has a free treat.
can catch up with Wobbuffet still.
Yes. And yeah, it's like Eder can just keep putting up pressure with his Duskmane, and yeah, there's not really much that Nico can do. Eder can also like prepare his Melcario in the back, which he probably wants. So once Nico starts attacking, he can use the full metal wall jigs, make sure that his Pokemon are even, bulkier. Yeah, he's debating on whether he wants to attach to Melcario or power up his station. I think attacking to Melcario, just like take it slow. Nico has already gotten rid of so many resources with full metal wall and everything.
It's really interesting to see how different this plays from like Zacian ADP.
Yeah, for sure.
Like this plays such a grindy game where you just like put up the Duskmane, do 60, just wait for the opponent to attack, and then you GX. While with Zacian ADP, you're much more proactive, and usually you just GX and then take 2 big knockouts. Like Pedro played it a bit grindier as well, but yeah, usually I think ADP version is like super aggressive, and yeah, this Melcario version is just totally the opposite of it.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the situation, you can go more aggressive as well. Also, Nico attacking with his Zeraora here, which is pretty nice, since that's basically a decent answer to like the full metal wall, but of course still leaves Nico with the problem that even he can full voltage GX to get his energies back, but where does he attach from?
Yeah.
He has 1 Pika, which is
having a
has
space for
120
Raichu would
damage,
be really important, but he
I
doesn't.
actually don't think Nico plays Raichu.
Oh, it's no Raichu.
Yeah, he plays Tapu Koko as his main attacker, and
Okay.
yeah,
I
so
guess.
well,
I think Raichu's still really good.
yeah, definitely. It's like 1 slot. So Nico's basically trying out something new, right?
Just to paralyze, like paralyze Stamp. Does he even play Stamp?
I'm not sure if he does. I know he plays like Prof Research and Marnie as his engine. He plays like 4 Charger, and he just wants to go like aggressive full blitz and then get like lots of damage with Tapu Koko V.
Like Raichu is even an out against Obstagoon because you can paralyze it still, even you can't damage it. So it's like a built-in answer to what would otherwise just be a straight auto.
Yeah.
And of course, it's still the best. Like that's the most for like free energy.
Yeah, definitely. Like So yeah, we see Nico trying out a very aggressive approach. However, it's not working out for him at all.
Yeah,
He got a bad early game. The Wobbuffet also hurting him a lot.
Wobbuffet is so good. Yeah, Frank's probably specifically attack against Pikarom and against Victini, but yeah, Pikarom looking like a tier 1 deck, so it makes sense to take against it.
And yeah, unlike the tag call version, which gets an easy turn 2 full blitz basically every game, Nico's aggressive approach really didn't pay off.
Yeah, the thing is, even
And
if you play a very all-in list, you still don't guarantee your turn 1 attack.
Yeah.
And if you then with a turn 1 attack, your whole deck just doesn't make sense suddenly. Whereas with a version like we've seen before, you can still get the turn 1 attack reasonably often. But if you don't, you still have comeback options with Stamp and Raichu maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say this is like the glass cannon nature of the deck. If you whiff early on, well, your whole deck suddenly starts to crumble.
And also
you waste a lot of resources to not do anything amazing that other decks can't. You lose a lot of options.
And Eder's deck is also really good at dealing with aggression because he has Malcario, which is just such a tank, and with a Jig's attack you can just remove all the energy. So yeah, it's just really good at dealing with pressure.
Ooh, and Nico opting to go first the second game. However,
I guess Zacian always wants to go first, but Nico's deck kind of wants to go second. So
yeah, Nico kind of wants to hit for turn 2.
But yeah,
if
against Zacian he won't get attacked turn 1 anyway, so he might as well get the extra energy attachment.
Also, Nico having really bad hand here. Not really having anything.
His deck also has a lot of cards that just don't do anything earlier. Right?
Yeah.
Like catchers, energy switches, electro charger. This is all just
certainly
that way.
And yeah, not really getting much of the Dedenne. At least he has an energy attachment. So, but Eder has this crushing hammer in his hand again. So it seems like kind of on. Ooh, their heads again. Very crucial. It seems like such a random tech. Like the finalist list of last Champions League from Japan looks very similar to what Eder's playing. Like it has the Duskmane, it has Mew, it builds a lot on Zacian with support from Malcario, and it also had those 3 crushing hammers which look incredibly random, but then of course the deck's very grindy, right? It's very tanky. It has this GX attack that discards energies, and the crushing hammers are just that little bit of annoyance that you add to the deck that make it even harder to do.
Yeah, we definitely have synergy with the strategy of the deck.
For sure.
We've also seen a Zacian ADP list that had crushing hammers that can also sometimes be good mirror, slow down opponent by a turn, but they're pretty random in that deck. But with Malcario, they fit much better into the overall flow of the deck.
Yes. And yeah, and they have been putting on so much work. Like in the mid-late game, they are not super impactful against Pika anymore, since after the first full blitz you have plenty of energies. But before that full blitz, just get rid of that 1 attachment turn 1. It's really amazing.
So
also,
here we
the Wobbuffet is down again.
Yeah, it's like the classic interaction of Pikarom versus Wobbuffet decks. You want to go first, you want to use your Coco immediately, but yeah, Nico didn't manage to do that, and now Wobbuffet shuts him out of a game almost again. But at least this time he doesn't have, he has a bench, he has Pokemon he wants to use.
Yes. It's already looking kind of better for Nico than last game.
Yeah. Last game, Eder really didn't really do anything, but Nico was in such an awkward board position that he just scooped. Because he just 2 Sycamores, some Dedenne and Zigzagoon, and he basically was without options.
And now Nico opting to attack with Coco, which is interesting, I think. Since that Zacian will be able to knock him out, leaving Nico with 0 energy. Interesting play, since Nico didn't have a dead hand, he could have just attached to Pika, waited, probably promoted Dedenne or something, and just hope to get Thunder Mountain next turn. So very interesting for him to commit his only energy to
maybe he forgot that the deck even attacks. So I mean, you play against it just does like 60 snipes, it cuts your energy, but it can also just like one KO you. It's easy to forget.
I guess. And yeah, Visation, thanks to its ability, it got an extra energy last turn, and now it takes a knockout on Nico's Coco. Once again, Nico loses his only energy in play, like last turn to the Crushing Hammer. And yeah, it's looking very dire for him.
I mean, I remember talking about this with you. Like, the best way to remove energy is to just knock out the energy. Right?
Yes, wise words by the big man Marklitz. And yeah, however, Nico has the Crushing Hammer here, so he can hope to hit heads, promote this Wobbuffet.
Also, Coco's.
Okay, that helps. So Coco's alive again. Now, awkward for, however, his only switching cards are energy switches. I think he has like at least like one in hand, one in discard pile at least. I think it is even more than one in discard pile, so he might only have like one energy switch left. Oh, but where the energy switch is. However, yeah, I mean,
like every time I see a Pika deck without Jirachi player, I'm like amazed at how bad it like looks.
Yeah, just I don't know. Oh, also like Nico going for the dangers of the Ancients right away. I would have guessed that he wants to radar for like Pika and Dedenne first. To like make tech call another out for attacking. Since he still needs. But yeah, he's just passing his turn. So doesn't want to go for Dedenne or doesn't have Dedenne anymore. Maybe it's priced. Didn't see that too clearly. And yeah, now Eder in still a great spot. He can just switch into his Dusk main, which is putting in a lot of work. It's already been great last game.
Yeah, then once Pika has 60 damage, it will just get knocked up by Zacian.
Yeah.
Or like, he can just KO with 0 aura. It's fine.
I guess that's fine as well. Yeah. For like at least that gives Nico the opportunity to like full blitz. He can with one electro power take a knockout. And he can charge one of his other Pokemon, and the Pika will definitely like be able to take a hit, so
yeah, and he might even knock out the Zacian if he just gets one electro power.
Oh, but
okay,
it looks
the
like
is priced, I'm pretty sure.
Looks like his Dedenne is priced for sure, yes. And so he has to tech bolt, which is awkward for him for sure.
Okay. So you as a basically like Pika player, you never played anything else. What do you think of Pika without Jirachi?
Well, for one, I think you can hardly win the mirror at all without switches. So you even without Jirachi, you have to play switches, because otherwise either your opponent gets the first full blitz and you're in a bad spot, or you get the first full blitz and your opponent just tandem shocks you with Raichu, and then he can and you can't do anything against it. So then he can retreat Raichu into and tech switch into Pika, and so basically it's like he gets the first full blitz. So like in the mirror, without switches, you're naturally at a big disadvantage. So I don't really like it. And Jirachi, of course, is amazing. So you basically have to play switches anyways. Switch also very useful. Like Nico's only switching option is these energy switches, and he got rid of so many so early. So he lost a lot of mobility because of it. And
his deck just has so little flexibility. It's just so awkward. Like, of course, Nico didn't get like he drew pretty bad, but
there's no.
I guess that's also kind of. I would also like say that it's the deck's fault.
Yeah, it's the glass cannon nature of the deck I've mentioned. Like it has the potential to be really strong, but I think like a Jirachi version with tech call, like we've seen earlier. I mean, it stumbled in the early game as well.
But I mean, he got the consistent turn 2 attack.
Yeah, exactly. So his stumbling still led into like early full blitzes quite consistently, while having a pretty solid board, usually with Jirachi escape board and etc. Having options for other attackers, often like having your Stellar Wish and so on.
I mean, Pika is like such a nice, like, feels great playing it, and when you have this, it's just like you have like Electro Charger, shuffle in Electro Powers, and when you hope to draw them, like off your Sycamore or what.
I mean,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I've like tested the non-Jirachi version and the Jirachi version in almost every format. So like for Worlds I tested both versions, and for EORC last season I tested both versions, and I like generally, I think just Switch adds so much mobility to the deck, which is already amazing, and you should play them in a non-Jirachi version, like Brian, for example, did in his top 32 Worlds list and top A Sheffield list. So yeah, and when you already have the switches, it's hardly like, I mean, it's hardly any commitment to also put in the Jirachis, which adds so much to the deck as well. And yeah, here Eder just got a balloon energy, takes the knockout on the Tapu Koko V.
Okay,
And
so
yeah,
every round so far, the Zacian deck won. Like the deck with Zacian. Which
Yeah.
like, it's not a big surprise. The card is just so strong.
and yeah, so Zacian putting in a lot of work. Also this Melcario deck, definitely looking very convincing. Nico's deck,
Makaru didn't even have to do anything.
I
it
mean,
was
yeah,
just
it did full
230,
metal.
230.
Yeah, full metal World game 1, which basically sealed the game. And yeah, but just crushing hammers, of course, have made it
Yeah,
really
they also just
awkward
like
for
turn on
Nico.
Crushing Hammerheads both games.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
definitely helped. Like the crushing hammerheads and Wobbuffet onto the bench made it really hard for Nico. So like we can't just blame everything on the deck. However, Eder had to do very little.
And
I'd
to be
say.
fair, he also just played the Pika on counter.
Yeah,
As Boba Fett.
that certainly helps. But yeah, I don't know.
Like especially game 1 would have been like
It's hard to
competitive
say.
if not for Boba Fett.
Yeah, but like with Wobbuffet and crushing hammerheads, even with the tech call version, it's really hard to get like the turn 2 full blitz since can't use Coco and
Yeah.
so yeah.
And
What
he
do you
of course
do?
he has the disadvantage of not playing with Asian deck.
Yeah.
Um,
But like, I mean, for any Pika deck, facing a Tormon, crushing hammerheads, and Wobbuffet would have been devastating. And
yeah, definitely.
it was enough to make Nico's deck fall apart completely. And then the mid and late game also didn't look super convincing for the deck. But of course, if you don't have energies, you can't do much anyway. So yeah, very
I mean, you
convincing.
can't really come back from that point either, right?
Yeah, very easy wins for Eder here, I'd say. And yeah, his deck looked good. I mean, it worked pretty consistently. Got what it did. The crushing hammers, of course, kind of lucky to have them and stuff. But yeah, that's what they are supposed to do. And his deck functioned pretty good, nonetheless. So
Yeah, and he was able to one kill some V Pokemon for free
Yeah.
energy with his 2
so
prizer.
yeah, Zacian once again being amazing. And